Hello, everyone. Father Tom and I are back again to look back and look forward.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We have.
Right.
We wanted to cut to you before Easter, and I hope your Lent has been very fruitful and in preparing for Easter. And it's just coming up. It's what today is the 21st.
Yeah.
So that we're taping this. So we're looking forward to the Easter festivities that begin.
You still have a few days left to finish Lent. If you have to still accomplish anything, there's still time.
Yeah, there's always time. I always think about I mentioned one day at Mass, I says, it's never too late to start. I says, look at the thief on the cross with Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, it was at that moment that he was converted to Christ. So it's never too late. And God can do miracles, right?
Yes.
Look at me.
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. So we're looking back, right, Father?
Yes.
So we have the East Islip St. Patrick's Day Parade. That was a great event.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day. The weather was
Right.
perfect. It was nice and warm.
Yeah, now it's 30-something degrees outside,
Yeah.
right? And windy. If it wasn't
Yeah.
for the wind, it'd be a nice day.
Yeah.
But the parade was great. The school marched. They had a float this year, and thank you to the Macarius family for putting that together. It was great to see. And I think they had almost 200 kids
Yeah.
and family from the school who marched in the parade. And thank you to the East Islip Fire Department for hanging our Irish flag from the tower. They came again this year and hung that up. So we thank you for that. And thank you to the Hibernians who donated the flag and also for organizing the parade. They're the organizers of the parade each year. And they always do a great job. And
Yeah.
there were a lot of people.
It was very crowded. Yeah. Yeah. There were a lot of people marching and a lot of spectators as well.
Yeah, somebody said that they think that this might be like one of the biggest attended parades that they've had.
Yeah.
So I know there were things going on all the way up and down Main Street from where they started even to they end right here on Irish Lane, so they come past the church and all. It was good.
Yeah.
Really
It was really a nice day.
Yeah. We had, on March 4th, we had Father Stephen McCliernan, right? He's a newly ordained priest in the diocese. Do you know him, Father?
I had met him a few times. I didn't know him well, but he gave a really nice talk. I enjoyed listening to him. We had a nice turnout.
What was there about, what did they say, how many people?
About 80 people.
About 80 people.
Um,
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and he talked. He gave a very enthusiastic talk about trying to listen to God in your life and giving God a chance. It was really a good inspirational talk.
That's great. That's great. That's kind of all looking back. Now looking forward, there's a lot coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy month.
Yep. First, we have tonight, the 21st, is the Jesus and the Eucharist series. It's at 6:30, begins 6:30, and it goes to 8:30 on the dot in Sacred Heart Hall. You can go to these sessions. You don't need to have gone to the past. It's just like jump in whenever you can. So it's really a nice evening. I was able to be at the first evening, and it was really informative. And it was nice to see a good crowd. I think we had, at that one, we had about 30-something people. So it was, tonight's the third one, I think? Tonight's the fourth one. Okay. I must have fell asleep. So have you been to one?
No, I haven't been to one yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of good things about them, though.
Yeah. It's a nice series. It's Ascension Press, I think. Augustine Institute. Sorry.
Yes.
The voice from in my ear. We're getting really fancy over here.
Yeah.
Get my earpiece.
Yes. Our director.
And I still can't hear. So that's happening. And then the next two are in April. We didn't want to put everything together because we knew there was a lot going on. Not only for you, but also for us as well. So the next two are in April. April 11th and April 18th will be I think 18th is the last.
There's one more.
There's one more in May. In May.
That'll be a future video.
Yeah. So, what else is going on, Father?
Well, we have Palm Sunday coming up.
Yeah.
And the palm crosses will be sold by St. Vincent de Paul after all the masses this weekend. So if you need a cross for your yard or a loved one's grave, you can pick that up after Mass this weekend and support St. Vincent de Paul and all of the wonderful things that they do.
Yeah. When I was in Italy one year in Rome for Holy Week, and we went to church, and we were in the church and like, where did all these people get their palm? We're looking around. Well, I found out that in Italy, you go to the florist and buy your palm because it's all woven, and then you bring that to church. So it was we didn't have palms for Palm Sunday.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've met a lot of friends over the years that whose relatives would make things out of the palm.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing, and people are talented to do that. It's really amazing to see.
I can barely tie my shoe.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I have no laces. I buy slip-ons. Well, there's also a little something in the way. So that's that. That's coming up. St. Vincent de Paul will be selling their palm crosses after Masses this weekend. Retreat at the seminary is coming up.
Yes.
We have 15 parishioners going. Registration is closed, but we just wanted to mention it to you to know that when we're there, we'll be keeping the members of our parish family in our prayers as we celebrate Mass and pray and contemplate the presence of our Lord in our lives. But also we ask that you pray for us as we go through the retreat as well. The one we had last year was a great success. It was really a nice weekend. We had a wonderful weekend then. That's the retreat. Oh, Divine Mercy Sunday.
Yeah, the weekend following Easter, it'll be Divine Mercy Sunday, and that's a nice day to pray and to contemplate the blessing of God's love and mercy, and how God calls us to share that with one another.
That is, that's the second Sunday of Easter every year now. St. John Paul II established that, and what was remarkable also is that he died on that day.
That's true, yes.
He died on the Feast of Divine Mercy that he had instituted in the church. So that's many years now, right?
Yeah.
2005.
Yeah.
Oh my God, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember I was in Center Moriches in my first assignment when that happened. Yeah.
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 In 2005, I was in St. Barnabas in Belmore, my second assignment.
Yeah.
So Divine Mercy. So at 3:00 on the 7th, April Sunday the 7th, we'll be praying the Divine Mercy Chaplet, given to us by the Lord through St. Faustina Kostka,
Yes.
a Polish nun. Then there's Holy Week. Well, Divine Mercy is after Holy Week, but we're going back. But we wanted to save the best to last, right?
Yes.
And so Holy Week, let's see here. There's, if you go to our parish website, at the very top of the parish website is a button, and that'll bring you right to the schedule of masses and services. for that week. And also, please be sure that you pay attention, because the crowds are too big for our church, where we've moved most of our masses and celebrations. Just be careful where they're going to be.
Yeah, okay. Some will be in the auditorium, and some
Right.
will be in the church. So
Right.
just try to pay attention to where we're having them. We need to pay attention to that too, so we know
Yeah.
where to go.
Not only whether we're in the church or the auditorium, but which parish we're supposed to be
we go
in.
to St. Peter's too,
Yeah.
so we have buildings and parishes, and we're lucky we know what day it is.
Yeah, we have to drive a little. So on Palm Sunday, the 10:30 and the noon are in the auditorium.
Yeah.
And on Easter Sunday, the 10:30 and noon, there's 2 masses each. There's church and auditorium for the 10:30 and noon on Easter Sunday. It's no 5 o'clock on Easter Sunday, okay?
Yes, we hope you're home having dinner,
Yeah.
or
The tomb
counting
is empty.
your Easter eggs.
Yeah.
All of those wonderful things.
Just as a little side note, with the school had a cake sale where you can order some crumb cakes from a certain bakery. They found out that there were some things that went on at the bakery, and they're not able to fulfill our order. So Mrs. McMahon, our principal, is in the process of getting you back. If you made an order and gave her payment, she's going to get that back to you. Okay? I just found that out a few moments before we started.
Okay, so you'll get your refund, but if you're looking for cake, you have to make other arrangements.
There's Pat's, there's Stanley's, and there's another one in Islip, Manhattan.
Yeah,
right?
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Yes. Yeah.
We got Sfingy from there the other day.
They're all very good.
They're all very good.
We've tried them all.
Yes. Patronize them all. Maybe a little too often.
Yeah.
But-
Want to go through all week?
What?
Want to go through all week?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go through in my ear. I was hearing.
Yes.
Palm Sunday, again, just be sure of the location changes. Monday is the day of confession, which was started by St. John Paul II in the year 2000 for the new millennial. I can remember he asked us to celebrate God's mercy because of the new millennium, and he asked that we have on Monday of Holy Week extra hours of confession, and at that time it was from 3 to 9, and we did it throughout our diocese, and they did it all around the world. But after that, were you ordained then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had that one.
So when were you ordained?
2004.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
But in the beginning, the priest decided that, that it was great. It was a good turnout, and people were appreciative of it. So we continued it. We said, let's just continue it. And we did in our diocese. After a few years, the Diocese of Brooklyn joined in again, and also the Archdiocese of New York.
Yeah.
So within the 3 dioceses, I know of the 3 dioceses, the Archdiocese of New York, the Diocese of Brooklyn, and our Diocese of Rockville Center will have confessions on Monday. And we don't go from 3 to 9 any longer, but it's 2 to 4 and then 6 to 9. 2 to 4, 6 to 9. There's some parishes that only have 1 priest, and he needs to have a little dinner in between. So they changed that, and that'll be in the church. That's a nice a day.
Yeah.
Even for priests, we were able to go to confession.
Yeah, and remember, you can go in Brooklyn and Queens and the Archdiocese of New York. If you're at work, Stop by on your way home.
Yeah.
If there's a place close to you, that's an option.
Yeah.
I always joke with people, if you've committed some kind of sin and you feel the need to cross a couple of county lines to confess it, it's a great day to do that. You can go all the way up to Dutchess County. That's where the Archdiocese of New York ends. So,
Yeah.
it's a big opportunity.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity to. We've been having confessions for the kids, for all the kids in religious ed, and also for the school, and it's been nice. It's been nice to be with them and to celebrate this. So we look forward to that day. Tuesday we have adoration and exposition from 1 to 8 p.m. As we've been doing throughout Lent, to begin at 1 o'clock, we've been doing what's called
daytime prayer.
Daytime prayer.
Yeah.
I was going to say midtime, but daytime prayer, which is part of the Liturgy of the Hours. The Mass and the Liturgy of the Hours are the two official prayers of the Church that can actually be intermingled with each other. So we have that. And it's only a few minutes long. It's not. It's meant to be short so that people can, if you want to, or if you can, is to pray throughout the day. That's one of the hours. The hours begin early in the morning. You can start like at 4 in the morning, and then go through morning prayer, mid-morning, which is 9 o'clock, 12, 3, and 5 o'clock is evening prayer, and then just before you go to sleep, you do compline. So there's, I think, 7 hours. Is it still 7 hours?
I think it's 7, yeah.
Yeah. There used to be another hour called prime, but they did away with that. So that's that. And Holy Thursday. There's morning prayer. On Holy Thursday, we're not allowed to celebrate the Mass in the morning. The Mass is reserved to celebrate the Lord's Supper in the evening. And so there's no Mass in the morning, but we do the Liturgy of the Hours, morning prayer for that. Just another note is it Tuesday? Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the cathedral, the bishop will be celebrating the Chrism Mass, where the holy oils that you see in the church building by one of the doors on the Sacred Heart side.
Yes.
Sacred Heart, what's that thing? Building? The Sacred Heart Hall.
Yes.
Those oils are blessed and by the bishop and then distributed throughout the diocese.
Yeah, we use them throughout the year to celebrate the different sacraments. And you can watch the Chrism Mass on TV. So if you want, turn it on to
Catholic Faith Network.
Catholic Faith Network. What used to be Telecare, for those of you who...
I say it so often, they say Telecare.
But yeah, you can watch the Chrism Mass on Tuesday at 4 for the cathedral.
That's another thing that happened in the past, is the Rosary Society of St. Peter's had their communion brunch at Shandon Court. And
yes.
Monsignor Jim Vaughan, St. Mary's was his first parish, his first assignment as a priest back in 88, I believe, 1988.
Yeah.
What is it? Some kid said one time, "Oh, that was last century."
Yeah, that's true. It's crazy to think back.
So he was the speaker, and he spoke about his time here at St. Mary's, and also his job that he's had for many years now.
With the Catholic Faith Network and communications and all of those wonderful things. So speaking of the TV network,
he started. He actually is the founder of the TV stations for the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. I can't get over that the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, where Hollywood and they didn't have a TV station.
Yeah,
so he started that.
Amazing.
And he also, I believe it was also in Chicago. as well, and Cincinnati. I know there's a few places, but he's really taken CFN globally. Really, when you watch things from Rome, they were involved over there. So when you watch the holy days for Easter, if you do that, the Triduum or Christmas or whatever, they were always involved in that. So that was something that, and the people, I think they had about 85 people attend that. That was great. So what got me on that? The Chrism Mass, it's at 4 o'clock on Tuesday of Holy Week, and it's at the cathedral, and you can go as well if you'd like. That's Holy Thursday. We did Mass of the Lord's Supper at 7:30 in the church. Good Friday, there's morning prayer. Children's Station of the Cross. We combined them a few years ago to up at St. Peter's. They had a children's station. I know they had one here as well, but we combined them. So if you'd like to do the children's stations and for the kids at 12 o'clock up at St. Peter's. Then we have, what else? The Lord's Passion at 3.
Yeah, with the veneration of the cross and receiving communion. That's the traditional service at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we read the whole Passion. We venerate the cross. We receive communion. And we spend some time in prayer, remembering what Jesus went through for us on Good Friday.
That's not a Mass. We received communion that was consecrated the day before at the Mass of the Lord's Supper. No Masses are permitted on Good Friday. Yeah. Through to the Easter Vigil.
Yeah.
So
that's a good reminder too. Like even when we have funerals, they're basically prayer services, and people will come to church, but it's not a full Mass. We would just pray for the dead and commend them to God.
So, and then there's the Passion Concert. Barbara Grace Wilson does that, and they I was there a couple of years ago. Last year I was up at St. Peter's for the youth group reenactment of the stations, but a few years ago I was at the Passion Concert here. Beautiful job. They always do a great job. And thank you to Barbara and all her choir members. There's a lot of you.
Yeah, and that's got to be a lot of work, and a lot of practice goes into that. You know,
they do a nice job. You'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing
Father
that.
Tom and I will be there. Father Charles and Father Alfred are going to be up at St. Peter's for the youth stations.
Yeah.
And then there's Holy Saturday. Again, we're not allowed to have Mass until the Easter Vigil, which is in the evening. So in the morning we have morning prayer again at 9 o'clock, and then Easter Vigil is at 8 o'clock. The vigil has to start after dark, so every so often you'll see the time is just a little bit off. Usually about 8:15. I think next year it'll be 8:15 because Easter is late next year. It's towards the end of April, I believe.
Yeah.
Talking about next year already. But that's so this year it's at 8 o'clock. It's a beautiful celebration.
Yeah, we celebrate people coming into the church. We have two baptisms this year, and I believe there's 2 professions of faith, people coming in from other Christian denominations, and then we also have a number of adult Catholics who are being confirmed during that. I think it's a total of 10 people, and then there'll be some more confirmations at Pentecost, but the vigil I think is going to be 10 people, so it'll be pretty impressive.
Yeah. And it's you'll be the main celebrant?
Yeah, I'm planning on being the celebrant. Okay. I think Father Alfred's going to be with me.
Father Alfred's with you?
Yeah.
Father Charles, I'll be up at St. Peter's for the vigil, and Father Charles will be with me. But you'll have Deacon Joe and Deacon
Joe
Steve.
and Deacon Steve will be.
Yeah. So those 3 days, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Holy Saturday, through to the Easter Vigil, is called the Holy Triduum, which means 3 days. And those days there, we remember the Eucharist, we receive the Eucharist from the Lord, and then we receive His mercy on the cross, and then we celebrate the joy of the resurrection. And so the Church treats those as one day, so that we go through. It's also the most holiest days of our year, even more than Christmas. I don't know if people know, but Christmas was not always celebrated like we do in the Church. It was almost, it was a solemnity, but it wasn't anywhere near as big as we celebrated in these times. But Easter was always the high point of the year. So if you can, maybe this year you attend all 3, it's a great experience. My first one was in Rome that I went. This was kind of crazy because the Easter Vigil Mass was 4.5 hours.
Yeah. Wow.
And everything's in Latin. So anyway, but I think that's it. I think we've gone. We're almost at the 30-minute mark, so
yes, I think
we'll have to sign off. I'm hearing in my earpiece.
I think we've covered it.
We've covered everything so far. Well, we wish you the continued blessings of Lent, and just let me back up 1 second, and I want everybody to know, if you haven't heard already, that Father Alfred's mother passed away in Ghana a few days ago. So please keep him in your prayers. He's going to be around for the holy days and stuff, but we're thinking that maybe in the middle of April that he'll return home to celebrate the funeral mass, which his bishop will preside over. That's what he's waiting for. So please keep him and his family and his mother's eternal rest in your prayers as we go through these days. Okay? I think that's it.
Yes, I think we've covered everything for this month, and we'll see you next month when we're looking back and looking forward.
Right. Yeah.
There's always something to look at.
We'll have risen from the tomb.
Yes.
So take care now. God bless.
God bless you.